So today I'm going to be making my mom's famous Southern macaroni and cheese. Okay, so first we're going to put our whole grain macaroni noodles, of course, because what's macaroni and cheese without macaroni noodles? Okay, so I'm going to put the whole grain macaroni noodles in, but we already have our water boiled, and we just put some Himalayan sea salt in there to make it boil quicker. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. Story time! Okay, so you know how you always get subs at stores or restaurants and it's so good? Well, when me and my mom go to the store, it's a whole event. So we go over to the counter and they have a knife to cut our subs. And my mom's like, oh, no, excuse me, can you clean the knife, please? And the lady's like, oh, why? I'm like, oh, it has meat in it. And she was like, ugh. And I was like, Mommy, is she okay?
I was nice though. It's because they have the knives and they're cutting the pork and the roast beef and the chicken and all of that. And we've been vegan a long time. And
Yeah.
I'm nice about it though, aren't I?
Yes, you are. But when they come back, you're like, excuse me, can you make it with love? And they're like, and they start rolling eyes and everything.
Yes, they do. But the moral of the story is, sometimes people think that vegans are high maintenance, but we just want it done right and clean and kind of respecting how we eat and how we take care of our bodies, because I always respect what other people do. And I do like for my food to be made with love. Don't you make your food with love?
I make my food with love all the time. Make sure you add love to this recipe too.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're just going to stir this. Oh, Mommy, do you notice like every time when we make macaroni and cheese, every time you taste it, you're like,
No, I do not do my neck like that.
yes, you do all the time.
And how do you do it then?
It tastes good.
Yeah, right.
I do that all the time. You're like, okay. So now we're just going to make our egg, and we have flax seeds because it's so much better for you and it's nice and ground up. And I'm just going to put about 1 tablespoon or until it's well combined. And we're just going
eggs up, right?
It does. It's gonna put a little more. You have to add a little more of everything when it's like Thanksgiving. Okay, so now we're going to put our flax in here, our egg substitute. And we're just going to mix that together.
Now we're gonna add a little salt.
Yes, Himalayan sea salt. This is pink salt.
Yes.
And we're just going to add a pinch.
Pinch here and a pinch there. Can I try that? You have that.
Sure.
That is hilarious. Can I do that like that?
Never mind.
Never mind? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need a lot because we are using the cheese and the cheese has enough sodium, correct?
It does. Okay, so now we are going to put some fresh ground white pepper because white pepper is healthier. Do you want to put a pinch? And this time you have to do like this.
Okay, let me try it.
Wait,
Okay.
can you practice?
Can I do it that way or that way? Left arm. Okay. I'll do that.
You're unique.
I'm unique, all right. Is that enough?
There we go.
Huh?
That's good. And this is going to give it a lot of spice.
Ooh, I like a little kick in my macaroni and cheese.
And some smoked paprika to give it a nice smoky flavor because, you know, it's Southern. I'm doing that all the time. That'll work.
Okay.
Just gonna sprinkle it around. Then it's gonna be nice and crispy. And
It will be nice and crispy when we're done.
Can you put a little right here?
A little right here. We will. I like to taste that smoke flavor.
Oh, me too.
And you know, it's the holidays. And the truth is that macaroni and cheese is really not all that healthy, but we make it healthier than regular macaroni and cheese.
Everything healthy. Okay, so now we're going to add our vegan sour cream. Mom, can you do that?
Yes.
And you can make your own sour cream with cashews or almond milk. It's really good.
So how much? Is that enough?
That should be good, and it's going to make it nice and creamy.
Yes, and
So-
it gives it that little tang.
Yeah, it gives it a tang. On the inside, it's gonna be nice and creamy, and then on the outside, has that nice crunch. I love my macaroni and cheese like that.
Yes. Ooh, this is coming along nicely, Shy. Okay, so now we're going to add our milk.
And I'm using almond milk, but you can use any milk you want.
Like soy, cashew, rice milk.
Ooh, I love rice milk.
Ooh,
I used to drink that all the time.
you sure did.
Yes. That
So
looks
just gonna
good
put
already.
That milk in there. And if we had to say, that's probably about a cup of milk. Maybe a cup of milk.
Okay.
We're gonna stir that up. All right, oops, Shy, we almost forgot to put the parsley. And I love putting a little bit of parsley in my macaroni and cheese because it reminds me of that homemade vegan chicken seasoning that we make. Yeah, and it gives it that extra flavor. So we're just gonna add some of that and
Ooh.
stir that up.
It gives it a nice color too.
Yes. When you stir that up, you won't even be able to tell it's in there after it bakes up. So no worries at all.
Okay, so for the moment of truth, the cheese. We already put the cheese in, and this is vegan cheese, of course.
You might have thought that we used too much milk with that cup and a half of milk, but you'll notice that that cheese is gonna suck it right up. So yeah, we did good. So now we're just gonna add our shredded cheese. Some to the middle, and then Shy, you're gonna show us that special recipe or special something that you do at the top. So I'm excited about seeing that again.
Yes.
Because you do that. I don't even know how to do that.
Okay, so now I'm going to make my super simple special topping. Okay, so I have some toasted whole wheat bread, and make sure it's toasted. Because if you just put regular bread in there in the food processor, then it will just clump up and it will come all together and it'll just be a big ball of bread. No one wants that on top of their macaroni and cheese. Okay, so we are just going to break this up. Mom, can you help me please?
Yes. Ooh, that's hard, just like you said.
Yeah, it's supposed to be hard. Okay, so now I'm just going to add two simple seasonings, and just these two little seasonings are just going to make the whole thing pop.
Okay.
So I'm just going to add a pinch of smoked paprika. You know how we all love our smoked paprika.
Okay.
And some parsley. Just a little bit. And there we go.
Okay.
And now we're going to put the lid on. Okay, so now we are going to put our special breadcrumbs on top.
Let me smooth that for you first so that can be
Oh, thank you, Mommy.
beautiful. This looks really, really good, Shy.
Thank you, Mommy.
Yes. And I really like how that little bit of parsley that you added, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
Just kind of gives it changes the color just a little bit.
It does. And
Yeah.
it gives it like that nice earthy flavor that I always love. Okay, so now we are going to drizzle some olive oil on here so it can be GB&D, golden brown and delicious. And it's going to make it have a nice crunch. It's just going to be so good. And it's going to make sure your macaroni and cheese isn't dry on the outside. Because Mommy, do you want dry macaroni and cheese?
Never.
See, she doesn't want dry macaroni and cheese. So just a little bit. I used about 1 tablespoon.
So now we're just going to put this in the oven on about 375 degrees, and we're going to bake it for about 35-40 minutes until that cheese is melted really nice and you have your crisp topping
on
so
the
that
outside.
And then we can eat it at our Thanksgiving dinner, and everybody is wondering who made it, and they won't even know it's vegan.
Okay, so our macaroni and cheese is done and we're ready to taste. Yes. This looks so good.
Doesn't that look delicious? Can you guys see that? Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't wait. Wow, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that half and half just because, you know, we're tasting it.
Okay.
I want to see if I could do the Thanksgiving square. I call it the Thanksgiving square, where it looks just like a square. Come on, come on, come on.
Come on, come on. You know that Thanksgiving square is a myth, right?
Oh, my bad. Ready? Cheers, mommy.
That is crazy. This is so good. You guys have got to make this for Thanksgiving.
It's like nice.
Make you forget your grandma's name.
Thank you so much for cooking with me. I had so much fun. This recipe was amazing. You have to try it. Make sure you subscribe and comment down below.